If you have a Facebook account, be afraid. Be very afraid. I'm about to tell you a story about how Facebook, aka Meta, aka Satan's social network, will screw you over if your Facebook account gets hacked. Even if you run a Facebook business page or a creator page of some sort. And now, sure, small-time hacks happen on Facebook all the time. It happens routinely. But what if the hackers were just a bit more sophisticated than that random loser sitting in their parents' basement? This video is about how my account of almost 15 years, attached to my business page, a local vlog called The Hugh Life, were hacked. But the story isn't about the hack itself. It's not even about the hackers. This story is about Facebook itself. This story is about we're so damn big, we don't give a rat's ass about your security or privacy or your business, that conglomerate known as Facebook now hiding itself as Meta. Now, side note, yes, this is a rant video, but my primary reason for sharing this and the extremely important tips at the end is that I hope my experience serves as a warning to anyone watching who has a Facebook account, whether it be a personal account, a business account, a blog, a video creator account, whether you're a political candidate running for office, or even if you run a nonprofit account. I hope this video can prevent a few others from going down the death spiral, which is Facebook support. Speaking of Facebook support, despite 177 emails, 31 phone calls, 7 actual conversations totaling 2 hours and 6 minutes, contacts with 54 actual Facebook employees, and $300 spent on their Oculus headset, and 60 days later, I'm still locked out of my accounts. No access to my page, no way of recovering 15 years worth of history, no way of remembering my cousin's birthdays. The Hugh Life was a vlog that was started by me and with the grace of God and love of my local community was performing exceedingly well in just its first 3 months of existence. So things were humming along, and then that all changed the evening of October 3rd. That's the night I lost access to my Facebook accounts. Let me take you through what to expect if your accounts get hacked, and I'll share 3 simple tips, 3 steps that you need to take now. Okay, guys? Learn from my misery. Here's what went down with me starting October 3rd. That afternoon, I'm in my backyard and I get a message on my phone saying, "Hey, we noticed you've tried to log in from an unknown device to Facebook. Was this you?" So I knew something was up. I get to my laptop and I find these 2 messages telling me my email and phone number has been changed. So I spent about an hour getting to a link that allowed me to submit my ID and get my account unlocked. I set up a completely new secure password and changed my 2-factor authentication. And so I think I'm safe now. 35 minutes later, I get the same message on my phone again. Now, but this time, Facebook's link to submit my ID isn't working. It goes now in an infinite loop. And starting October 4th and going into October 7th through 10th, while I attempted to vacation on a Florida beach with my family, a series of emails with Facebook support took place, and they went something like this. Me. Hey, Facebook, my account was hacked. Here's my email that has not changed since 2007. And here's my cell phone number, which I use for the 2-factor authentication, also not changed since 2007. Clearly, the new email on that account belongs to the hacker. This shit is common sense. Please let me back into my accounts. Facebook, we understand. Can you please send us your ID again? Me. Sure, here's my ID for the 8th time in 6 days. And oh, by the way, here's a copy of my Verizon bill too, if you want to see that cell phone number, the original one, actually belongs to me. Facebook. Thank you. You might want to check out the following link. And oh, by the way, can we interest you in purchasing some Facebook ads for your page while we're chatting? This exchange continued for about a week, with Facebook employees literally sending me the same bleeping link in every email, as if 2 weeks later I hadn't already tried it a million times. Soon enough, we get to mid-October. Now my account has been lost for 2 weeks. Now I'm freaking out. I go to LinkedIn, I find multiple Facebook employees to start copying in on my emails. And these so-called higher-ups, of course, they don't respond. but their support team keeps responding with the same bloody link. By October 19th, they stop responding to me altogether. So I do some digging and find out one workaround to get chatting with a live support person is to go out and purchase their $300 Oculus virtual reality headset. So I'm like, okay, let's go to Target. Let's do this. Next day, I get in touch with an Oculus representative, Matthew. Now, Matthew is the sweetest guy. He appears to actually care. He says really sweet things to me like, gee whiz, my ass would be chapped too if I couldn't access my Facebook account. And he grabs some important information, confirms that Facebook is actually working on getting me access back. But he tells me to be patient, it can take up to 7 days. Long story short, starting 5 days later, I start emailing Oculus support. And between October 27th and November 19th, we exchanged close to 80 emails, each one promising me hope is just around the corner. We have a backlog of hacked accounts, they tell me. That's a problem, Facebook, Meta Facebook, 2 months of hacked account backlog. And on November 19th, Oculus decided that my issue was resolved and they closed the ticket. And so here I am. I've probably lost 15 years of Facebook history forever. But more importantly, Facebook won't allow me back into my page, a page that clearly was set up by the email that I am using for my new account. They refuse to help connect me to my page. So the page just sits out there. It's basically like a car that's running, but there's no driver at the wheel. Is it too much to ask from Facebook to help us secure our accounts and to be let back into the account within 60 days? So here's all you need to know about securing your account. Number one, secure your Facebook account like now. Do it now. Right? And when you do two-factor authentication, right? You know when they send that like a message to your email or your phone, don't simply use your cell phone number. Use a third-party app such as Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator. You can also use, there's an app called Duo. And Facebook has a feature where you can add 3 trusted contacts who can help you in case you get locked out. Now, this feature, though I've heard mixed reviews as to how effective this really is, but the point is to take the extra measures. Number 2, also, if you have a business page, add someone else to it. In fact, make a fake account if you have to, a second account, just so you have that backup present. Number 3, back up your stuff. Do not rely on Facebook as your cloud storage for pictures, friends, contacts, etc. That is not what Facebook is using your information for. I think we all know that at this stage. So I sincerely hope Facebook gets its act together. Unfortunately, there isn't any competition in this space. So the series that I created, for instance, the Hue Life, was made for and built on Facebook. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever get my accounts back. In fact, I wish they would just tell me one way or the other. I wish they would just be like, hey, Adil, go yourself. You're not getting your accounts back. Ha ha ha. Because then, I'd probably cry for a couple of days and I'd start it all over again and I'd move on with my life. But no, Meta, Facebook's satanic network has me in this infinite loop of hope and torture all at once. So I want something good to come out of this. So I know that the vast majority of the people who will watch this have either the same level of security that I had when I was hacked or less. I guarantee that. So I hope this video helps someone else. Share this video since, Facebook will try to suppress it in their algorithm. They might even take it down eventually. So good luck to us all. Good night, guys.